Do you feel like the measure of someone's success is how much money they make? I know for many people, they'll hear, oh, that person made, 100 million. Well, they've got to be smart. They've got to be more important than me. They've got to know more than me. Well, that person, oh, they've made millions. They know they're smarter. They know more than me. Or they're more successful. Look what they've created. Look how much money they've made. People will measure success based upon how much money they've made. And I did for quite a long time too, as well, until I didn't, until I realized for me personally, what does success mean? I was speaking on a panel in Miami, and I might have mentioned it in previous episodes. When I was in Miami, I was asked at an event, I was asked to go on stage and speak. There were five of the women that were speaking that day, all highly successful women. One of the guys in the audience stood up because they were able to ask the panel questions. And the guy said, how do you describe your success? Or how do you define your success? Like, what makes you successful, basically, was the gist of the question. And the first woman goes, she's to the right of me, total boss, right? I don't know, she told her company, she exited her company for like 240 or $275 million. She had started from scratch, I believe, and she worked her way up, I think, from scratch. Either way, doesn't really matter. To see a woman sell a company for 200 any million is quite impressive. And kudos to her, totally celebrating that. And the woman beside me, she gets billions of views a month with her video marketing skills. And the woman beside her, she has been in network marketing for a really long time and she's made millions, and she's made $1 million in a day. And the woman beside her was a woman, a lovely woman who's been in the self development industry. She's an OG and she's made millions and she's quite well known in the industry. And then there's me. And I believe I was the first person or the second person to answer. And my answer went as such. I said, how I define success and wealth are my children. And people were like, whoa, okay. And it wasn't like a noble answer, it was the truthful answer. Because of everything I had gone through in my life, I realized that money in itself does not make me feel successful, because the way that I had created wealth in the past was on the premise of needing to prove my worth, grinding for that success from a place of unworthiness, like really going after it, like grueling, 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 going, never knowing quit, never having boundaries, just going, achieving, getting, but never made me feel success. Like it never made me feel like this was it. This was the thing, like, wow, I've hit it. Once you had gotten a certain level of success or reach a certain money goal or attain something, you were supposed to, feel a certain way, but none of it ever fulfilled me before. It was always like, okay, well, what's next? I did that. What was next? Until I started the deep work that, if you've been listening to this podcast and reading my book, reading one of my masterminds or group programs, you'll know what I'm talking about. And it's interesting because we all measure our worth on how much money we're making. Like, well, so and so, you'll hear from your parents, is doing so good. They're making blah 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 blah. They've got this job, and I did all of that, and still I was left feeling really unfulfilled inside. And I know many women who are driven to achieve success, but they also too feel like, wait, this isn't it. Something's missing, because success will never fill what's missing inside of us. Achievement, money, none of that will fill what's missing inside of us. So, well, many people will say it's how much money they made, and that's what they'll identify their success by, because really what they're doing is they're really just putting a number beside what they feel worthy at right now. Well, I made this many millions. Well, that's my worth. But what I have found that has made me truly successful is that I broke generational trauma with my children. And in spite of the divorce that they've gone through and also the types of things that they've been experienced and exposed to, my children are really, really well balanced, emotionally mastered, amazing humans. And when I look at them, I see kids that still have growing to do. But when I look at them, I see the result of the work that I did on myself, that I was no longer willing to pass the cycle on to my children. I was no longer willing to have them repeat what I went through. I wanted things to be different. Was very successful before, but that success was driven from a place inside of me that felt so unworthy. It was my unworthiness that was the core wound that drove me. And it is for 99% of the high achieving women that I know and that I work with. And for many of you that are listening, the thing that that drives us is not feeling good enough. So let's keep going. And when I look at my children, the thing that drives them is actually their worthiness. They know that they're worthy. And for me, when I look at them, I'm like, I just gave my kids the secret to success and happiness. They know how to feel into all emotions. They know that their emotions are their superpower. They know that it's okay to express what they're feeling, that they don't have to hide their emotions. They don't have to pretend. They don't have to put up a wall. They get to be free to share what they're feeling at any time and they feel safe doing it. And they're both in such beautiful, healthy relationships. Are their partners at maybe where they are? No, but my kids are helping them grow up with them and they're growing each other up. They're balancing each other out and they're in love and they're respectful to one another. They're able to express themselves. They're valued. Their standards are high. They're showing up and what it really truly is to be in a healthy connection with somebody. Because at the end of the day, when we're on our deathbed, I'm not going to sit there and go, I wish I made $100 more million. I'm going to look at my children, their relationships, my grandchildren, to look at all the love that was created, the happiness that was there, and not all the suffering that I had to go through, not all of the pain and making it hard and not feeling good enough and going through toxic cycles. Like all of it ended with me. So while many people make millions and millions and hundreds of millions of dollars, I will continue to walk into those rooms feeling like the wealthiest woman in there because of what I've given my children. My kids are going to be wealthy no matter what. They have funds that are going to mature at a certain age. They will have inheritance. They're going to have lots of money. But that's just money I'm passing to them, right? I've given them the tools to become rich in health and wealth and love and relationships. Because if you are wealthy and you have no one to share it with, what does it matter, right? If you have money, but you still feel that emptiness inside of you, what does it matter, right? If you are successful making billions of dollars and you're missing out on the development of your children, what does it matter, right? You know, it means something to have human connection and to love and to experience fulfillment in life. And I believe that I've done that with my children. So when I look at them, it hits me every time. I want to cry. I look at them and I'm like, look what you did, Shamina. Like, look what you were able to do in this lifetime for these children. And I used to write down daily in my journal when I got divorced, I pray that my children will always feel loved. My children will always feel loved. My children will leave this marriage without having any, you know, deep emotional scars. I worked on myself so my kids didn't have to have that. I worked on myself so my children had another opportunity to live life a certain way. I've seen other kids that are not as emotionally mastered because they're learning from parents who aren't. And that's not a dig on the parents. They don't even know that they're repeating a cycle. They're just getting through life too because their parents didn't know emotional mastery. My parents didn't know it. Couldn't teach it to me. It was never about what I was feeling. It was like what I could do, what kind of good girl I could, be, and what can I achieve, and how can I go, acquire and conquer and all those things. But it was never about who I was becoming as a person because that wasn't even on the table. Being my authentic self, no, it was always about hiding who you were and becoming someone you weren't. That's what that was about. My children are so safe to be who they are. They're free to be authentically themselves, say what they want. And sometimes the things that come out of those kids' mouths, you don't even want to hear because they're so brutally honest, but they always feel free expressing themselves to me. And even if I don't love hearing it, it's still great to know that they feel the power in their voice to share. So yeah, when I look at my kids, I feel rich. I feel rich. I feel wealthy because I know I've set them up to have the most glorious, amazing life. And because they're so emotionally mastered, they have high emotional intelligence. They will not be in scarcity. They will always live in abundance. My kids are the first two you'll find that will be giving away what they have to their friends. or to their significant other. They are the most generous children in the world. Sierra, not so much with her food sometimes. You know, if she's done eating, she'll give me some of the leftovers. It depends on how hungry she is because I don't know, she just has this thing with food. It's weird. But other things, she's got to work on it. She's still a kid, right? She's not even an adult yet. And but she'll do anything for you. You know, she just loves her people and she will do anything for you. And she also tell you when you've upset her or when there's things to talk about or where she doesn't feel valued. She's not afraid to share those things. That's power. My daughter knows attachment styles. Like she's 17. I taught her that when she was 16. She knows what anxious attachment is, what secure attachment is, what avoidant attachment is. She knows these things. She knows her emotions are allowed and they're real and she's allowed to feel them. She also was telling me the other day we were in Kentucky and we went there to check out some cheer schools and I don't know, I was getting a little worked up about something and she said like I couldn't find my wallet and she's like, Mom, why do you get so worked up? She's like, it's not lost. It's never lost. Just be calm. My child was telling me, she goes, we can't control these things. Just be okay with it. And she's telling me what I'm teaching her. At 17, she's telling me, we can't get upset about things you can't control. It's going to be okay no matter what. Everything's replaceable. Like she's just telling me all these things. Imagine having that type of emotional mastery. Even like 10 years ago, like would be different for me. We wouldn't be so worried or get worried or, worry about things that we can't control. We wouldn't get so upset. We won't be losing sleep. We would just be enjoying life and being peaceful and having fulfillment. That's what I've given my kids because I did it for myself first. So that's wealth to me. That's what I define as wealth. I know if you don't have kids, I mean, it might not resonate with you, but you still get to work on you because everybody you come into contact with, your significant other, your family, whoever, they're going to get the benefit of you being in this place of just such fulfillment and peace and emotional mastery that you'll rub off on everybody else because they'll be seeing how calm you are and how cool you are and how you handle situations and how you are understanding your communication with other people. You know, I just the day of friends and I love the way how you handled this. You communicated so well and it's just normal to me. I've come to a place where this is normal. So I look at my kids and I'm like, oh, this is what I've given them. My kids also know that mom goes and chases her dreams and she pursues things and she does everything she says she's going to do. Kids watch you, right? They watch what you do, not what you say. So I keep my word to myself so so I can teach them to keep their word to themselves. I say my kids because money comes and goes. And money, I love it. And I know that's always there to support me. But when I look at my kids, I look at a future generation. I look at my grandkids there. I look at the legacy I'm leaving behind. I've changed the trajectory of trauma, the lineage of it in my bloodline, and I've allowed it to end with me, so my kids can go on and live from a place of safety and they won't be repeating toxic cycles in their lives. They won't accept less than. Sierra's with a nice fella now because she saw how Easton was treating his girlfriend, my daughter. Sierra and Easton is my son. Easton doesn't let her pay for anything. I'm like, yeah, well, he's paying with my money, but most of the time. He's already become such a healthy, masculine man. And most men will tell you out there that teach this stuff, you can't, a single mom can't do that. I did the best I could, because most men have to learn how to be men for men, but I learned to invite him into conversations. I learned not to criticize him as best. Sometimes I was a mom, but I did the best I could. But because I allowed him freely to feel his emotions without him being ashamed of them, they became his superpower too. So not only does he have this analytical solving part of him, he has this fully developed, nurtured emotional side of him. And, people will say there's a difference between a mama's boy and a man who's been nurtured by his mother. And when men are nurtured and loved by their mothers, they grow up not to be narcissists. They grow up to be very loving additions to society. When men are are treated like golden boys. They can do no wrong. Without that nurturing, they turn out to be narcissists. So it's a fine line you got to look at to see what that love and admiration is, right? Um, because I always course corrected my son, the way he spoke to me, things that he did, showing him what respect was, and he definitely, translated that into his respect for women. But Sierra saw, because Sierra dated some duds before that, because she could have perpetuated a cycle because of things that she's got going on in her life that I'm not going to share here, with her experiences. But she saw Easton. She's like, I deserve that, and raised her standards. And we talked about attachment cycles. She shared it with her boyfriend. She accepted nothing less than that. Why I share this with you? Because I see women who are chasing success, chasing it because there's this hole filled inside of them. A hole inside of them that's voided, that can't be filled with anything. First, it started out of 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, a million, and it keeps going. Nothing is filling this emptiness inside of them because they're detached from who they be. And so they think the more success they go after, they're going to feel a different way. And in the process of this, and I'm not judging them as mothers, but I see them letting certain things with their kids subside. Like, I'm telling you right now, if there's anything wrong with my child, they would be priority number one. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get my kids to be fully functioning, doing whatever it takes, because I'm not going to go out there and chase success and let my kids be left behind and me not be a mother and work on them. It's just not going to happen. And some days are messier than others. I'm not going to leave my kids to be raised by two nannies either or anything like that, because I don't want to miss out on anything from them. I don't want to look back and have regrets about time that I could have spent with my children and said I was doing something else. And trust me, when you're a business owner, you have different types of commitments, right? Your hours are different. The things that you do are different. So if you ask me how what my success looks like, I will show you a picture of my children, and I will tell you right then and there that the human beings that they've become, not what they've achieved, because that achievement is theirs, but the human beings that they have become, and the way that they have mastered their emotions, and the way that they look at life without limits, and the way that they dream so big, and the way that they are so determined and disciplined and going after what they want. I feel like I did such a great job with my kids. And whatever else I've done in money and everything else, it's just gravy on top. Because for me personally, having a successful bank account without a successful children and family is, to me, that does not equal success. Because I did it the other way around when I had a marriage that was not working. And I had created a bunch of success, but yet my marriage was not where I wanted it to be. And so I realize now that having really good relationships is really part of the equation. And that means I had to have a really good relationship with myself. And a lot of women won't do the work. They won't. And it's not because I think deep down they want to. They just don't know how to go that deep, because it either is too painful or it's just too hard, right, to witness themselves and to really face the truth about who they are. So it's easier to chase things that are going to give it a hit here and there. It never will feel enough. And then they'll neglect things in their lives, and hopefully it's not their children. And then they'll look back one day and be like, gosh, I should have paid more attention to my children. I should have done more. I should have been there more. But when you don't have the capacity to be there for yourself, it's really hard to be there for others because you're spread so thin. I know women right now who are experiencing their daughters not wanting to do anything like them, to move far away from them, because they felt like their mother never paid attention to them because they were always chasing their success. But what if they weren't really that much of a baller. Maybe it was that they were chasing that success because there was something so deeply missing inside of them. And it was just never enough. And they just didn't know when to quit. And they just kept negotiating time with their kids. I don't know. That's a question for each individual to ask. Because I'm not here to judge anybody's mothering or what they define as success, because it might not be the same as mine. And that's not right or wrong or different. It's just what each individual person's looking at. My daughter knows that she can go do anything. And I want her to know that there is no limit, that she is going to be unstoppable in this world. If anything, I want her to see the success I'm created and what kind of mother I was there, and show her the possibility that she can have both. She can be an amazing mother and a successful entrepreneur, businesswoman, impactor, whatever it is that she chooses to do. And damn, when she gets to get that place into doing it, watch out, world, because I know I have released somebody who is going to leave their name in this lifetime. She's going to do impeccable things, things that are going to make my successes look so small. I just know it, because she's continuing on the work that I started in her own way, whatever that looks like. She's going to impact the world. I could leave them money, but I've left them and given them something really good and amazing. And they're still going to grow into it. We still got so much more time. And I'll give the money too. They can have both, but they'll make their own. Now they know that they can do whatever they want. Anyway, I wanted to share this because it was really on my heart. I really do believe that sometimes we're taught that the only way we can feeling validated and worthy is by what we've achieved. And so we chase more achievement. But then we wake up on a yoga mat one day realizing, holy crap, none of that feels like happiness. And then we spend 11, 12 years trying to figure out why and work on ourselves and heal. And then we figure out, oh, wait, this is what fulfillment feels like. And it's not chasing the money. Listen, I'm going to teach you how to make money and show you how to go from scarcity to abundance all day long. I just want you to know that you can have it all. You don't have to negotiate or sacrifice the time with your children or anything that you want to do. I take so many trips in a year with my children. I've lost count how many we took this year, because it's the quality of life that I wanted to live. I don't want to look back and say, wow, I wish I spent more time with my children. Every year that they grow into the stage right now, it shortens how much time they're going to spend with me. And I know that's running out. Easton's already off to college. Sierra's next. I won't have any regrets about what I invested as time as a mom, because I was always there. Doesn't matter what. And I want that for all the women that feel like they have to struggle and that they're spread so thin. There's other things that you're actually doing, and that's really impairing you showing up the way you want to, and how you want to be spending and making memories with your kids. You don't have to be motivated from that place of unworthiness and not good enough. This is why I teach emotional mastery. ATQ is one of my accessing the quantum through emotional self-mastery is my number one program to take. It is a game changer when you understand the teachings of that program. You can change your whole entire life. And guess what? In Chicago, on the 2-day event that's happening October 25th and 26th, which is next week, we are going to go deeply into this, because unworthiness and chasing, success from a place of not feeling that fulfillment, it never lands right. It never hits. It never makes you feel like, aha, this is why women don't celebrate it, because it doesn't give them that emotional connection of, oh my gosh, look what just happened. Well, men and women don't celebrate things. So I hope to see you there. It's going to be the quantum leap event that you've been looking for. It's going to be the event that's going to change the game for you. We've got, I think VIP is sold out. We've got some more general admissions tickets left. We'd love to see you there. Also, let me know what your thoughts are about this podcast episode. I would love to know how you feel about it. I would love to know what it is. I was coaching a gal on my Wealthy CEO call today, and I wanted her to really feel into the conviction of what she knows. She is so freaking knowledgeable of what she knows. But because she doesn't have some letters behind her name or she hasn't made the money yet, I can see it messes with her ability to feel into that conviction. And I told her, just because the money you haven't made the money yet doesn't mean you don't know what you're doing. Doesn't mean you don't know that you're successful or you made the money that other people are making. They're not more powerful than you. You have to get that out of your mind and you've got to really stand by what you know. Because how much money someone made is not the measurement of success. Look what you've overcome. Look what you know. Look what you can do. Look how you've helped people. Look what you stand behind. And that is what I want more women to do because I want them to be more powerful. I want them to be in their power. I want them to go rule the world. I want them to have everything. I don't want you to let that little voice in your head that's comparing yourself to someone else because they make more money than you and you're feeling like you're not good enough. I don't want you ever to feel like that because you don't know what's going on in their world and what they had to negotiate or sacrifice for that success. You just stay in your lane, you keep doing what you're doing. The money will come. We just got to get rid of that mindset. And we got to have you in a place of, I am successful. I am wealthy. I am all these things right now, right? It's what I had to do in the beginning. But I did the work. I did the hard work. And because I did the hard work, it paid off everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. You know, my daughter will only get married once, and it showed up in her charts. And I can see in life right now why. She'll never have to get divorced. She'll never have to go through these things that I went through because it ended with me. My baby girl is going to be the most powerful version of herself out there, and my son, because mama did the work. If you're ready to do the work, send me a message. Message my team at support@shaminataylor.com. We'll go ahead and book a call with me. Yeah, or one of my team members, and we'll talk to you about the different programs we have and the investment levels. We'd love to see you in Chicago. If you haven't yet, go grab my book, Unlocking the Quantum Woman. It's on Amazon. It's doing great. If you can, leave me a 5-star review over there. I would love it. And if you have not subscribed to Unapologetically Rich, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and go ahead and leave me a review on Apple and Spotify. Would love that. All right, we've got new swag coming out. Stay tuned. It is amazing and you're going to want it. And it's going to sell out fast. I do believe with this round that we've got. Join us at the Quantum Woman group on Facebook and connect with me on Instagram at Shamina Taylor. All right, take care. Bye for now.